Hey everybody, welcome back to a new video. Today I'm going to show you how to use the new Rotobrush 2 in Adobe After Effects. First thing first, you have to make sure that you have downloaded the latest After Effects beta version. Right here you go to your Creative Cloud desktop application, and if you go all the way down here it says beta apps. You click on there, and right there you should be able to download the After Effects beta. So we're back here in After Effects, the beta version, and if you ever rotoscoped something before, you know that it's a big pain in the ass to do it. But thankfully this new version of the rotoscope tool in After Effects works really well. Is it perfect? Is it gonna replace green screens? Probably not just yet, but it's really damn good. I'm gonna show you very quick how to use it. I'm gonna show you a couple of examples that I created, and hopefully you can go ahead and download the beta version of After Effects and try it out for yourself. It will definitely save you time. So here I have my footage of my wife. So the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to double click on the layer, and it's gonna open this panel right here. And then you're gonna go up here and you're going to select the Rotobrush tool. I'm gonna click on it, and that's gonna give you this little red dot. And what you're gonna do with that is you're gonna select the area that you want to rotoscope. Make sure that the playhead is on the very first frame though. So make sure you're at the beginning of your footage, and then you're going to select the area that you want After Effects to rotoscope. You'll do it a few times. As you can see, After Effects start to detect automatically what you want to rotoscope. And this particular piece of footage is kind of challenging too because of the hair. My wife's hair is kind of curly right now, so that makes the rotoscoping even more challenging. And if you have issues like this, go ahead and click Alt key and then deselect what you don't want to be selected. If you want the brush to be a little wider or a little bigger, you just press the Control key and then drag the mouse, and that makes it bigger or smaller depending on what you need. And here you get as close to the edge as possible. And then as you can see, I cannot select the edge of the hair very well, but then we're going to fix that, or fix it as much as possible, using the Refine Edge tool from the Rotobrush. So that looks pretty good to me. Now that you have selected the area that you want to rotoscope, some people say that you have to do this frame by frame, pressing the Control key and the arrows. You can definitely do that, but you can also do it by just hitting the space bar and start playing the video. You do have to pay attention though, because the whole idea is that as soon as you see that the area that you selected starts selecting different parts that you don't want to rotoscope, then you have to stop right there and fix that little area, and then play the video again and let the rotoscoping continue. I'm gonna go ahead and do it frame by frame right now at the beginning. So I'm gonna press the Control key and the right arrow, and as you can see, and this is real time, After Effects is rotoscoping and following the shape of the area that I want to rotoscope. Oh, also, if you go here to the Rotobrush and Define Edge tool, and for better quality, and actually I should have done this to begin with at the very beginning, go ahead and change the standard to best. If you have a really slow computer, you can work with the standard, but I did notice that when you have best, the results are better. But if you have a really slow computer, I would advise you to just use the standard. And also, if you uncheck the fine tune and Rotobrush matte for now, that's gonna help your computer process the rotoscoping a little faster. Then we're gonna go back, once we're done rotoscoping, we're gonna go back here and we're gonna tweak a little bit of these settings right here, but for now we can leave it unchecked. And if you have a GPU, a good graphics card, this is also great news because the new version of the Rotobrush in After Effects is GPU accelerated. So we can continue, if you continue pressing the Control key and the right arrow, we continue to move forward through the footage, and we see that the Roto tool is already doing its thing. But as you can see right here, it starts to go a little off the area. So we're gonna go back to where it starts to miss the parts that I want to select and do it again. We start seeing that it starts to go out right here, and press Alt and subtract that area right there. Right here you have a couple of different options on how to preview the mask that you just created. This is the alpha or alpha view. This just shows you the boundary, this right here, and this one right here shows you the alpha overlay, and you can actually change the overlay color if you want to. So here you can preview the results a little better. We're gonna refine the hair a little bit. We're gonna go back to the very beginning of the video, and now we're going to go back up here, and if you hold and press on the Rotobrush tool button on the top menu, you can go down to the Refine Edge tool. Right here what you're going to do is you're going to scale up or down the brush, and then you're gonna follow along the red line and make sure that you are at the very beginning of the timeline. So here we follow along, and what this is going to do is gonna help us with more difficult things to rotoscope, such as hair, and especially curly hair. Once you select the Refine Edge tool, you get the option to use this X-ray view tool right here. So this is gonna show you exactly what you're selecting. And now we're gonna do exactly the same thing. You can either go frame by frame, pressing Control and the right arrow, or you can just press the space bar. So right here, we're going to go back a little bit. We're gonna zoom in, and we're going to cover this area right here. We're going to go back and play the space bar again. What really is amazing about this is that everything else just kind of stays rotoscoped, and After Effects just kind of learn what you want to select and follows that path. If you were to do this with the previous version of the Rotobrush, that would take you forever. And it would be kind of a nightmare to do. The next step is, once you're happy with the rotoscoping, you're gonna hit the freeze button right here. And this is basically going to lock the rotor that you just created. But if you want to come back and make some changes after that, you can just unlock it. Go ahead and press freeze. All right, so now we can go back to our original comp. We have our mask done, and it's looking pretty good. So now we can go back to our fine tune the Rotobrush matte tool, and we're gonna check that box. And that's gonna give you a few options. We're gonna give it a little bit of feather. And what we're going to do here is we're gonna reduce the chatter for the normal Rotobrush, for the Rotobrush. So we're going to go about to like 40% of the reduced chatter for the Rotobrush, and we're going to turn it on down here, and we're gonna hit smoother. You can play with these settings and see what works better for you and for your footage. But at the end of the day, it'll be, it'll be different because your footage will be different. Now that we're happy with our results, we're going to duplicate our footage, and we're going to delete the Rotobrush from the bottom layer. So we're going to add a tint effect. Now we have the background is black and white, and we have successfully rotoscoped this piece of footage. It looks really nice, and now you can do all kinds of different things, as I did here. For example, I added some text in the back. I'm actually going to show you, if I copy this text and I bring it right here, put it right, I created this text before, so I'm gonna put it right in the middle, and there you go. Looks really nice. And that's it for today, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you've used this tool already, comment down below, let me know what you guys think. Maybe if you have any tips on how to work it better, some of the settings, how to tweak the settings to get better results. I would love to hear your thoughts. And if you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys on the next one.